Hello people, I'm Copenich and I'm going to show you this route I've been working on for the past 10 or so hours for catching or farming wetfish fairly effectively. I don't claim to be a top tier route mapper for farming in Monster Hunter games, but I at least have been working on this for long enough to know that it's good enough. With this route, you can catch an average of 8 wetfish every 2.5 minutes if your load times are good on PC, and if you're on console, well then hopefully the load times are forgiving. First things first, you're gonna notice I have a ghillie mantle, and yes, the capture net. That's right, capture net. That's how you catch fish in this game. Don't listen to any of the very outdated guides from people that probably don't know what they're talking about on catching fish. You use the capture net because it's much faster. So immediately you noticed that after I cast my net to attempt to catch some of the wet fish, I immediately cast it into those plants to the left along the side of the rock. That is because most of the time when you cast your net, the fish will be startled and you have 1.5 seconds after startling them to catch them again. And in that time, they all generally dash into that area, which allows you the chance of catching more. Now that we're in Wildspire Wastes, we want to try and line up to catch multiple wetfish in a single cast, and I managed to get 2 there. And I'm immediately going to cast over here. You can't see because my cat is in the way, but I was lucky and I caught a wetfish there. So I caught 3 here. You want to generally cast here because this is where most of the fish flee, and you want to stand here because they will also flee here. So if you cast here, they will flee that way or this way. Most of them flee this way, and you'll have a chance to catch additional wetfish. After this point, you want to go to Camp 6, where there will be a pond right next to you. Now, if you see wetfish here, and if you don't know, wetfish are the teal aquamarine-ish fish that have the silver eyes. And for here, you see that there's a wetfish there, there's one there, there's one there, and there's one there. While ideally you want to catch multiple here, the net behaves in strange ways when you're aiming it at certain things, and you want to try and catch a fish there and make your net land on the rock, because if you don't contact the rock, the net will fall until it hits its limit, and then it will eventually retract. And if you make it fall until it hits the actual limit of the net, then you will not have enough time to recast and potentially grab more wetfish. So you want to be aiming to make your net contact some surface after it catches the fish. The sooner the better, because you have more time to aim. Now I'm going to go back through this route one more time just for the sake of demonstration. I'm probably going to cap out. Yes, I know I'm going to cap out. But it's all for the sake of showing everyone the route. So once again, capture net. Don't listen to the guides that tell you to fish. Sure, you'll catch your fish every single time if you're good at the fishing minigame, but in the time it takes you to catch your 1 fish, I can catch potentially 3, and then I can move on to the next zone while you're catching fish number 2. And then I can catch 3 more fish. Every time I go here, you want to run on this rock. It saves you like 2 seconds of trudging through the waist-high water. Once again, I'm trying to catch multiple fish on my initial cast, and I can only catch 1, and then I'm going to cast here. It wasn't far enough back, but that's alright. Then we're going to go over to Wildspire Wastes 1 once more. The convenient thing about this, for those of you who don't have as many downy crakes as you can fit in your house, is this route, in addition to being good for farming wetfish, is also good for farming the downy crakes, which you also need the ghillie mantle for. You don't need the ghillie mantle for if you're fast and if you know how to use the net. You can catch 2 or 3, or if you're lucky, all 5 or 6. But it's also important to know, for those of you that are doing that, no, not the dung pod, that your camera needs to be facing away from the herbivores in order to have the downy crake spawn. You can hear the visual cue. Ghillie mantle is also great because that means I can just chill out right next to Rathian, and she won't do anything. And as you can see right there, because I've memorized the spot they tend to go to, I managed to get 3 fish in a single in a single visit to the fishing location. And then once more, we go to Camp 6. Though this time, I am going to try and get it to land on the rock there. I did, but I didn't catch a wetfish. And I managed to catch one there. Alright, that's the route. That's 2 circuits. I'm back to Ancient Forest. Hopefully, people found this useful. If you didn't, that probably means you know more optimal route. Thank you. Please tell me it in the comments. And please do not subscribe to me. I don't care if you found this useful. I don't care if I sound helpful. I'm not a YouTuber. Don't subscribe to me. I'm not going to put out more of these videos. I'm going to go back to farming now. Good luck and have fun in your hunts. Bye.